Welcome to my online class. This is Krishna Chandra Vishwas, lecturer English, Government Research Training College, Pabna. Today I will take a class on B.Ed Honours first year, second semester, course title English to Compulsory, course code 210321. Today I want to discuss on The Diamond Necklace, written by Gady Maupassant. Gady Maupassant was born at the Château de Miromesnil d'Épée on August 5, 1850 and died on July 6, 1893 in Passy, Paris, France. His parents were Laurelie Poitevin and Gustave de Maupassant. His mother divorced his father and took the custody of Maupassant. She influenced him become a writer. That means Gady Maupassant was a writer of France. And the conjugal life of his parents was a failure. And finally, his mother divorced his father and he was taken to his mother, and his mother influenced him to become a writer. Maupassant is considered one of the fathers of modern short story. He was an apprentice of Flaubert, his mother's friend, who opened the doors for the budding young writer. Maupassant served in the French army and did clerical jobs in government offices. In 1880, Maupassant's most famous short story, Boulet du Suif, was published. It was about a prostitute pressured to provide her services to a Prussian officer. Maupassant's stories have a common economy of style and their efficient, effortless ending. Now, I want to summarize the story. That means the story is retold here. Okay. I will tell the story in a very simple way so that you can easily understand. The story, The Necklace, that means the diamond necklace by Gary Maupassant, takes place in France several hundred years ago. Though the name of the story is The Diamond Necklace, but it is popularly known as The Necklace. Mathilde Loisel lives in a flat with her husband, and this Mathilde is the main character of this story. Her husband works as a clerk for the Minister of Education. Their lives are not luxurious, but they are not poor, merely simple. Mathilde, however, longs to be rich. She envies her friend Jean, who has a large house and lots of jewelry. One day her husband brings home an invitation to a ball. He thinks his wife will be excited to attend such a fancy party, but instead she is upset. And from this part it is clear as that Mathilde is the main character of the story. Her husband is a clerk in the Ministry of Education. Though they were very simple, not poor but solvent, Mathilde always wants to be rich. And she has a friend named Jean who was very rich. And Mathilde always wants to be rich. And one day her husband brought a invitation card. That means he was invited from the Minister of Education, and her husband thinks that The wife will be very happy to get the invitation card, but actually the women became frustrated. She complains that she has nothing suitable to wear to such an extravagant occasion. Her kind husband agrees to give her the 400 francs that he had been saving to buy a new rifle to get herself a gown. Here, the husband of Matilde gave her the money that he has saved to buy a dress so that Matilde can go to the ball party. The week of the party, Matilde seems anxious again. When her husband asks her why, she frets that she has no jewelry to wear with her dress. She He suggests that perhaps she could borrow something from her friend Jean Forestier. Matilde goes to Jean's house and picks out a sparkling diamond necklace to borrow. Here we find that Matilde again became anxious because she has no jewelry to wear on. Her husband advises her to borrow some jewelry from her friend Jean so that she can wear the jewelry in the ball dance. She and her husband attend the ball and have a fabulous time. She laughs amazing and dances all the night. Finally, they head home in the wee hours of the morning. When they arrive home, Matilde realizes that the necklace is missing. They wonder if it fell off in the carriage that they took home, but neither of them noticed the number of the carriage. Her husband goes out to search the streets but returns empty handed. To stall for time, Mathilde writes to her friend Jean that she broke the clasp and is having it repaired. Here it is clear that Mathilde enjoyed the party and have a very good time. When she returned home with her husband, she noticed that the necklace was missing. Firstly, she thought that maybe the necklace was dropped in the car. But she and her husband didn't see the number of the car. For delaying time, she wrote to her friend Jean that she broke the clasp and it would need some time to repair. In the meantime, they find another necklace that matches the missing one, but it costs 36,000 francs. Her husband fortunately inherited 18,000 francs from his father, but they will need to borrow the rest of the money. Finally, they have enough to purchase the replacement necklace, and Mathilde gives it to Jean, who doesn't even look at it. The next 10 years, Mathilde's life changes dramatically. They move to a small apartment where she has to cook and clean for herself. Here we find as Mathilde lost the necklace, she had to replace the necklace. And for that, they had to spend 36,000 francs. But her husband had only 18,000 francs, and other 18,000 francs they borrowed from people. For this reason, they left their apartment and they hired a smaller apartment. At the same time, actually sacked Matilde sacked her uh, housemate, and she herself had to do all the work of home. She also does work on the side while her husband works multiple jobs to pay back all the money they borrowed. After the 10 years, the money is all paid back, but Matilde has aged a great deal. One day, she sees Jean Forestier on the street. She decides to tell her the truth about the necklace. Jean is stunned by Mathilde's rough appearance. Mathilde explains that it is indirectly because of Jean she lost the necklace she borrowed from her and had to pay for a replacement. Here we find that both of them had to spend 10 years to repay the borrowed money. And in course of time of 10 years, Matilde became very old. Though she was not old in age, but she seemed an aged woman because of hardship. While one day she saw Jean Forestier, her friend, on the street, she decided to tell her everything that happened to her. And Matilde explained it to her friend that it is Jean who is responsible for her appearance because she had to work she had to work a lot for the last 10 years to repay the borrowed money for the necklace she lost in the ball dance. Jean became very shocked and confesses that the necklace Matilde borrowed was a fake made of paste worth no more than 500 francs. Clearly, the lesson of the story is that honesty is the best policy. If Mathilde had been honest with her husband from the start, she would have learned that the necklace wasn't made of real diamonds and would not have wasted 10 years paying for a replacement. And now it is clear that the story tells us that honesty is the best policy. If Mathilde was very honest with with her friend, then she could easily identify that the necklace was not made of real diamond. As she was not honest, that is why she couldn't understand that the necklace was made of paste. And for this reason, she actually suffered for the last 10 years. And that's all about the story. Now I want to give you a homework, and you will write in about one 150 words. Evaluate the character of Mathilde Loisel. Thank you very much for watching the video with patience. If you have any query, you can contact me through Facebook, email or mobile phone. And that's all today.